This research began unexpectedly on a year out from school, taking part in a restoration project for the Canadian Parliament buildings. The experience spurred a fascination with the architecture of government and the ways it shapes, entrenches, or challenges political power. Moving to the UK in pursuit of graduate education afforded new and further ranging opportunities to investigate the history of interaction between architecture and political institutions, an area in which the lines between design and ideology are quickly blurred and where the operations of power and space making are embedded in a reciprocal relationship. Most importantly, this relocation enabled primary research, through local archives, site visits, and photographic documentation, on the birthplace of a world government which has had cascading implications throughout the past 7 decades. Adjacent 10 Downing Street and Pugin's Palace, the ancillary buildings in this center of government took on leading parts in the investigation, from Church House, which played a key role in United Nations efforts throughout the Second World War and where the eventual relocation of its headquarters to America was approved, to Central Hall, Westminster, in which the first ever General Assembly was held. The research was undertaken as part of a graduate thesis which explored world government through the spaces it has inhabited and emerged from. Past events, important figures, and moments that spaces hosted are mapped onto material remnants, buildings, drawings, and photographs as a means of recapturing the aesthetic and political dimensions of their existence. The relationship of architecture to various institutions of governance has continually prompted questions around social responsibility and the agency of designers to influence broader events. In the context of an increasingly networked global environment, applying such concerns to the United Nations and its associated organizations takes on new urgency. Understanding the mechanism, the specific geographical and historical concerns, and the societal apparatus by which these institutions came into existence lends itself to a critical reading of their function as mediated by architecture in the world today. This award would be used to develop the work initiated in the Contingent Futures thesis by extending its considerations from the past into the vital concerns of the present and future. Expanding the scope of research efforts in this manner would inform a design proposal exploring new configurations for a world government, giving greater weight to the exigencies of the global south and developing countries. This could be supplemented by a period of travel in the summer of 2023 to a site of potential significance for such efforts, specifically a city such as Lagos, which is positioned to play a vital role in confronting the variegated challenges of the 21st century through novel infrastructures and productive institutions. The ambition is to gain a greater degree of understanding and perspective on alternative methods for political organization that would consider the effects of its actions on the global population rather than a narrowly defined hierarchy of elite interests. Through surveys and analysis mirroring the work displayed in this application on the historic buildings of London and New York, the key elements of this edification would be accomplished through case studies of unrealized or emerging spaces of political influence. This would, in turn, provide a source of productive speculation and critique presented through the distinctive medium of an architectural design project. The overall goal of such an exercise would be to address the vital concerns facing the globe in coming decades through a radical reconception of world government.